Hey Ratbags, it's been a long time since I did a grounded video, over a month, and there is an update today, but it is mostly for Steam users, I do believe. 1.4.5 has been released, and it basically fixes it that Steam players can play with other Steam players without having to sign into a Microsoft account. So like I said, I'm not logging into my Xbox to check this because it's offline at the moment. You can let me know if there's been an update on a PlayStation, a Switch or Xbox today. That's all this will be adding, nothing more. There's no other bug fixes, there's no other additions. So at least hopefully this update means we won't see any more negative reviews. I don't know if they launched into new regions or there was just something slightly changed with the basically for the Yota update, but basically people were complaining they had to sign into a Microsoft account to play Grounded. Now, this is a problem various different platforms have had. Sony got review bombed for it recently with God of War on Steam because people were unhappy you had to sign into a PSN account to play it. And I always thought this was the case anyway with Grounded. But obviously that was something that maybe changed with the fully yoked, because I swear you used to be able to play with your friends on Steam without needing an Xbox account. But obviously with the crossplay, maybe that changed. Anyway, it seems to have corrected it. Hopefully this means there won't be any negative reviews done, because it did dip a little bit. I was worried it would bring down Grounded's overall score below 90%, because that would have really sucked as they worked so hard to get there. The recent reviews were down a lot, I swear up to like 87%, and that would have had a good impact on all reviews. So I'm glad it's finally resolved. Did it take too long? Probably yeah, but it is fixed now, and that's basically what this update did. And I guess just another FYI reminder that Grounded is done. It's not adding any new content. That was the fully yoked update a little while ago, and since then they've only been adding quality of life and bug fixes. It is still disappointing to see we're not getting certain bug fixes, and it is still kind of disappointing to see they're not adding stuff from the fully yoked update by now. Again, I'm putting it out there. The game is great, it's finished, it's done, and getting the New Game Plus stuff was a really nice bonus. But given we were told that the game would be supported for a while, and then suddenly it kind of changed, it is still a little bit, irksome. We haven't seen any news about what's going on with some of the stuff that came with New Game Plus, now being added to stuff like Playgrounds. It's a small thing, not everyone's into Playgrounds, but you can't have infused bugs at the moment in Playgrounds. There's no way to add a lot of the late game rewards that you can only get, I do believe, through Playgrounds. Through New Game Plus. I'm pretty sure you can spawn in the regular weapons, I've done that before. And at least you can create the sausager and add trinkets. But yeah, in terms of the bugs themselves, they're not in the game. Equally, you can't change the bosses to be maybe a infused version. I think that would be a nice send-off for Grounded. Like if we really are not going to be getting many more updates now, and we know that since the last few updates have been kind of weak sauce, then at least let people know when, if ever, it's going to come. Is it really done? Are you really not going to add the final things to Playgrounds mode and just give a bit of love to it? I love Obsidian, I do, and I'm trying to temper expectations because some of that can be generated by me and maybe other creators as well, just not wanting Grounded to kind of end content. But equally, if you're not saying anything, then you kind of leave us with no choice. It's fair to say we know there's no new content, and that's the case. They said that old content would just simply be too much to add new stuff to it. The amount of time it was taking to go ahead and do so was taking longer. Basically, the old gen weren't just able to handle it. Likewise with the Switch being added to the equation and the fact they've got to port it through the Switch and PlayStation through another company, then it took that amount of time, and you can see why things have been a bit slow. It's also fair to say the last few updates have just been maybe quality of life, but not the full quality of life that lots of us were expecting. It took them months and months to realise that New Game Plus was simply too hard, and they haven't really changed the rewards for doing it. That's what stopped me going back to New Game Plus. It's still not rewarding enough for my time. I love Grounded, I've played it over and over again, but I really want to see some actual decent rewards for my time sink into trying a harder game mode. And I just don't think they ever nailed that balance right with New Game Plus. They definitely made it easier, which was a big thing that people were asking for, but again, this took way too long to realise, literally months and months and months afterwards. So, I don't want to go over that too much now, but it is what it is. I can't expect, so I'm not going to sit here and say the next patch might have this, it might have this kind of quality of life, it might have these improvements. Like I said, it would be nice if New Game Plus got some of the stuff added to the Playgrounds mode. Just for Playground creators out there, it's the one thing they have kind of been highlighting, still doing a showcase every month, taking a look at 2 or 3 different of the Playground maps and giving them a shout out, which is great. I got my map shown off in the first one, my only down. But I'm sure lots of creators out there would love to see the New Game Plus stuff added to it properly. And so where do we go from here? I told you guys I weren't quitting Grounded, and it's true, but I did also say to you that I would also be making new content. I've been enjoying Core Keeper a lot since it launched on Xbox and PlayStation. The views have been good, and I would actually rate Core Keeper as pretty close up there compared to my favourite game alongside Grounded. Realising that, yeah, it's been over a month since I last did a Grounded video. In fact, it was a stream, and that was part of my time travel series. I was going to start some stuff last week, but I thought, wow, it'd be kind of madness too, because I know the views aren't going to be there. There are not going to be as many views as people watching me play the game, whether it's a challenge video or whether it's something else, because some of you guys have just moved on. That's life. That's how it works with these games. Unless they're a live service or they're going to get supported like Terraria or Minecraft, that is it. But I'm a man of my word. I do want to carry on doing something with Grounded. I do firmly believe Grounded 2 is going to be something in the future. So I'm going to continue probably my time travel series where I go through the updates. So eventually I can do one big mega video that is basically me saying, this is Grounded. I play Grounded every update. Here's what happened. That's the idea anyway. So you haven't seen any of that. You don't understand what I'm talking about. I basically used the Steam process that you can load up older saves or older builds. And I just showed what Grounded used to be like, how tough it was. And it was a load of fun. I did some videos and live streams, so go and check it out if you really want. But if that series does come back, if I start recording it this week, it'd definitely be something that I'm not going to do like 5 or 6 episodes a week on. I reckon I'm going to aim for maybe 2, possibly 3, and some of them might be live streams again. It is just madness to be playing a game that's nowhere near going to get you any views, instead of actually covering games that I'm enjoying and are getting me views. So I will be returning to Grounded. I will be doing some stuff, but it won't necessarily be, I guess, what people expect. I did only get through the first kind of New Game Plus. I know some of you really want to see me maybe complete it, but like I said, it just doesn't feel like it's very rewarding. It's not worth my time at the moment. They've made the game a bit easier. I don't know. You guys convince me. What would you like to see me try and finish off New Game Plus 2, 3, 4, up to 5? Would you like me to carry on just with the time travel series? Is there anything else you think I should be doing with Grounded? Bearing in mind, I have done every guide kind of available. I did think about doing fresh new ones, but again, it's not worth my time. It just isn't. I can get some views with them for sure, but they're never going to go big and long like they would have before maybe the PlayStation launch or the Switch launch. And that matters. As much as I love a game, it is my livelihood as well. I have got to think about the views and the ratios and about what's going to actually provide me with new subs, as well as getting obviously views that pay me with ads. It's just been a really great bonus that over the last 4 years, Grounded has been one of my favourite games and one of my most successful across this channel, my second channel, and my main channel. Like without Grounded, I don't know where I'd be, because it genuinely has just made me enjoy a lot of content and making YouTube stuff. But all good things come to an end, so I'm going to try and get this time travel series done and dusted. I'm going to work on it all the way up till Christmas, and then after Christmas, it might be time to basically put away the Grounded content for a good while. Unless something can come up, unless I think of something different, unless I do maybe go back to trying to do some New Game Plus stuff. There are some playgrounds out there that are really cool, and I've been debating whether or not I should take a look at them some more, especially now the fact that they can be rated somewhat. You can see which ones are maybe better or not so good. But again, there's lots of other games still coming out in the next few months that I maybe should be putting time and interest into. What about Grounded? When, if possible, can we see some news? Well, again, I've done this kind of video before. I told you guys don't expect anything this year. I think at the very best, we can maybe expect a tease or some sort of info around the Game Awards. That's when Microsoft really do a lot of stuff nowadays. Alongside their summer shows, I would expect maybe some sort of tease then. But now that Avowed, Obsidian's other game, has been delayed to February, I can't see them wanting to change the optics on that. They want to be hyping up their other game as much as possible. So announcing that Grounded 2 is actually officially being worked on rather than what we all just assume, it's probably a bit too early. I still believe Grounded 2 will end up coming out as an early access game. I don't think it will change. I think it will be something that will arrive just like it did here in game preview for Xbox and Steam, but not PlayStation and Switch for a while. Not until they're ready and done to come out into 1.0 maybe. So yeah, I reckon it won't be until maybe next spring, maybe even next summer, that we hear some definitive news about Grounded. Absolutely, if nothing is teased, nothing is spoken about at this Game Awards in November, then that is it. It's going to be a long time. Hence why I am pretty much going to just stop after Christmas. As I said, I will be back, and if we do get that news, I'll be the first person to do a video on it. And I'll be the first person to start hyping up what Grounded 2 could mean, what kind of ideas we could see added to it, and where the hell is the animated TV show. But yeah, nothing lasts forever. In fact, I am planning to cover Avowed, and I've been debating what channel to put it on, either here, because I reckon some of you guys would probably enjoy playing it just because it is an Obsidian game. Even if it's not really made by the same people that made actually Grounded, it's another team. Or I still might actually just go ahead and put it on my main channel. It all just depends in February, as there's a lot of games coming out in February, to be honest. I waffled, I made this video well long, but you know, I thought it's time to catch up and just talk about what's going on. I do hope there's some smaller updates. I do hope they go and change a few things with New Game Plus. It just doesn't look like it. It just doesn't look like it's the case. I'm waiting for my collector's edition still to arrive that I bought. Hopefully it should be arriving in November. I know the single games went out a little while ago, but I got the collector's edition with the stuff, so I'm going to review that and definitely do a review video on that when it pops out. But yeah, sad times, but everything comes to an end. But not yet, not yet. I'm going to carry on doing my playthrough because I'm just enjoying it. It's only simply because a new Core Keeper was going to be out that I'd spend a lot of time playing that, and I nearly wanted to make that work as well. But we will be back. Time travel series. If you guys can convince me to carry on playing New Game Plus, I will try. And that's it. Until next time, Ratbags, I'll catch you later.